Action.
We're on.
What up, guys? Welcome back to the Alambique podcast. This is Arson.
Welcome back. Ivan right here, aka Mr. International, aka Mr. Luna, at your service.
Leo here, Mr. Asian Persuasion.
That's right. Man, we just got done. We got done with
What the
a
fuck was that?
crazy sparring sesh right now. This guy Lee straight up, like hooked me after I tagged him like 3 times.
Uppercut, yeah. Was that the hardest shot of the day or no? Which one was the hardest shot?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, that definitely was.
That hit you and then I was like, fuck. I immediately
How much power did you put behind that?
Maybe like 50.
50?
Yeah.
That was, and yeah.
But I think,
It buzzed me.
I think it's like what Conor McGregor says, like, speed and accuracy beats power any day.
Absolutely. That hit me right in the temple. Yeah.
So it's like up here, not like down here.
It was like right here. Yeah. It was a good shot.
It's like the hardest shot I got. Yeah, you guys are pretty equal, to be honest. But I think because I'm awkward, so it's like you guys didn't necessarily land flush. No, actually, Arson's, when we first started, the first drill we did, actually Arson got me with like, because when we were doing just jabbing, yeah, I think that was the hardest that I got.
Yeah, you guys went for like a 5-minute round. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
You were all right after. Yeah. So what's the topic for today, fellas? What do you guys want to start off with?
I don't know. We were thinking about
Red flags?
sort of opportunities, red flags, green flags that we see in people of Americanese cultures and international. Being that we operate different sides of the world. You got Europe, you got East Asia, you got the barrios over here.
Oh, talking about me?
The
I wouldn't know.
So what's the topic?
So I guess like broadly relationships and culture, right? Differences between other countries and how they might operate.
Yeah.
Lee, why don't you kick it off and tell us the main difference you see between Asian women and I would say like traditional Asian women, like the ones from Asia, straight off the boat, or still
God
in Asia.
damn. SOB.
So tell us where you're originally from, man.
Yeah, I'm from this little island next to China and Japan called Taiwan. It's actually a pretty safe island. The food's really good. The climate's like very like nice year round.
Is it a big country or semi?
It's pretty small. It's a pretty small country.
small.
Yeah, but yeah, the GDP is really high there per capita. It's like a really productive nation. It's kind of like, you know how like Japan and Korea are like small countries, but they have really high GDPs. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but like not as big as them for sure.
So what's like the biggest difference between traditional Taiwanese women or Asian in general, I guess, that you've noticed compared to, let's say, America or other countries?
I've only actually ever had one girlfriend.
Well, she was Korean?
No, she was Chinese. But yeah, I'm never doing that again.
Was she traditional?
She was like a mix.
Mixed?
So she was born there, grew up there. So she had like those traditional values. And then she moved here, and she's like very open-minded.
Now, did she
she's
grow up in like the metropolis area of China, like in
Yeah, Shanghai.
Shanghai, so busy city.
Super busy city.
So how do you think that, I guess, upbringing made her like who she was?
Yeah, I think Chinese people, and I've had a lot of time, I spent a lot of time with Chinese people when I was dating her. They're very competitive. Cause I think India is number 1 now, but China has like the second most people in the world in that country. And so when you're born, it's like, it's instilled with you to like, you're competing with like all these billions of other people. It's like, you have to be like very, so that's kind of like the culture. And can't remember where I was going with this, but
How is she traditional or semi-traditional in your words?
yeah. So that's actually, I think it was.
You could give us some examples of like, what are some things she did that made you think, oh, like this is like how you would define traditional or semi-traditional?
Actually, I don't know that. I don't know that she was super traditional. It's just, and I don't know how you guys define traditional. How do you define traditional?
I'll give my definition. I think broadly, I'm Latino, right? My parents were born in Mexico. I'm first generation, so I'm technically Chicano because I was born here, born and raised in OC. But I've been spending the last decade in LA and have had a brush with a lot of Latin American countries and some European countries so far. So I have a little bit of a sense of different cultures, not so much as other people that have traveled the world more, but where my parents are from and what I've observed there is it's a second world country technically in Mexico. We're right in the dead center in Guanajuato, and it's very traditional. You know, the men go to work all day and the women tend to the house. Some may or may not have jobs if they're really struggling, but the expectation is that the men will go out and work all day, you know, long days in the field, mostly general labor, and they come home, and it's a very machista culture. So, for example, my great grandfather, he would expect a hot dinner plate to be ready with like hot, fresh made tortillas ready on the table when he gets home. And if not, like he'd get mad at my great grandmother. But that's like super traditional, super machista, like 3 generations before me. With each generation, that's kind of like modernized. So where I am now, I'd say I still have a little of like that machismo in me, but I don't, there's a lot of stigma behind that, I think. Like you hear a lot of the words thrown around today, like those buzzwords, right? We got like toxic masculinity, like, you know, some people view machismo as that, but I would define traditional as the role that the woman plays in that type of relationship, but like diluted significantly. So
I feel like times are changing too because women are making good money now.
yeah,
Women
so
like have really good like business stuff going on, and
yeah, so exactly like what I would define traditional for me now, and it's constantly evolving, like I'm evolving as a man too, but what I would say now is, you know, I wouldn't expect, if my wife wanted to be a housewife, I would be okay with that, but I want to make sure that I can provide and protect stuff for my family. Like I get my businesses off and running and I can still like take care of everybody, then that's cool, because I would expect her to create the home and nurture the home, because I don't believe that a man can provide the home, but then that feminine energy is what creates the home, that nurturing, caring environment.
yeah, men and women play different roles.
Yeah, we find the cave, like they, you know, create the
Decorate
family.
the cave, have the cave drawn.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know where I brought cave from, but that's one thing. Like I think they bring a feminine, nurturing, caring, supportive energy, and then our job is to lead, build, and I think both, as humans, I think both genders have masculine and feminine energy. So, you know, I think at times, you know, I would expect my significant other to step up and embody more masculine energy if needed. Like if I got hurt, I want to make sure, I want to know that, you know, she'll be able to keep the ship on the path and afloat if something happened to me and I had to like stay on the bench for a few months.
Yeah, so you really value someone you can rely on.
Absolutely, 100%. I think that's, if I were to talk about values, I think that's one of, if not the most important, the one value I find to be the most important.
Okay, actually, let's do this. Like, each of your top 3 values, green flags that you look for in a girl?
Good segue, bro. I like it. So what I was gonna say is, number one green flag is, and this is only, you can only discover this after a long time, right? You can't discover this after 5 dates, right? It takes time. And depending on the intensity of your relationship, like if you're just going to like superficial dates and you're not really having a deep connection with this person, it might take you longer. But it's knowing, it is being reliable, but on a more extreme level, like knowing somebody will be there for you when you need it, when no matter what, when you need them the most. That's number one. I'd say another green flag is like embodying those traditional values. And I'm not saying like they can't be modern. Like I actually prefer that. Like I need somebody that's educated, you know, can bring in some income if they want, whatever. But what's more important to me is someone that is, more traditional in the common way that we define it here in the West. And last thing I'll say is, I think somebody that's prioritizes health, you know, someone that's active, cares about taking care of their body and their mind and their spirit.
Do they have to have a good body?
I think as long as they're active, I find that attractive. You know, if they're fit, eat healthy, and care about their mind and their spirit, that's very attractive. Just the healthy aspect, like the vibration that gives off, you can tell.
Yeah,
like
good.
Anybody that's healthy, in the right mind, in a good space, their body's functioning well, they give off that, I would call it like nourishing vibration, you know? So that's what I would say.
What do you guys mean by green flags? Like what you want out of like a relationship, out of a girl?
Yeah, no, girl.
I'd say values. I think we were talking like green flags. What are some values that you find very important?
Or anything. It could be like, oh, she has to be attractive, or like anything. I guess.
Yeah. So in that case, I don't know if this would fall under that, but I live my life off a mantra of like making sure I have these 3 things in whatever woman I go after. I've done a lot of reading on the subject and just all introspection, current and previous relationships.
Yeah, because you put together a list, right?
Yeah. So to kind of give some backdrop, prior to
For the thumbnail.
wait, what was that for?
For the thumbnail, bro.
So prior to my current marriage, I dated a girl for like five years, I think. And you know, I had a pretty tough breakup, but I decided to make that into like positive light, and wrote down a bunch of what went wrong, what went right, and what I want next in my other girl. And so I wrote that list down. I think writing these down sort of brings it to action. I never in a million years would I thought I would be able to meet somebody that marks off all of those boxes.
Can you give us an example of what's something that didn't work out and something that did?
I think the culture aspect was different. She was Guatemalan. I was Armenian.
You
And
were? What are you
so-
now?
Huh?
What are you now?
He's Armenian him right now.
I'm him.
He's him.
No, but you know, the culture-wise, there's just certain things that I've learned that just don't work out between cultures. No matter how similar or different you are, there's always going to be some area where you clash, or you don't see eye to eye in, or you feel like an outsider. Whenever you do have those times, and after trying to make it work for so long, you get tired. Which is especially the case for people that have very strong cultures. I would say that Hispanics and Latinos have one of the strongest cultures in the world. The other aspect was, you know, these 3 values I'm about to talk about. I would say, you know, I want a pure girl, for sure.
What does that mean?
I don't want a girl with a body count.
Oh god.
Virgin?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely the preference. You don't ever want to worry about. I don't why would I ever have those thoughts in my mind? Like, oh, because you know, if a girl like has dated somebody once, I've learned that no matter how few a body count it is, at some point, there's all at least all my relationships, there's always been like a connection.
Still?
Especially if
Still? Like after?
Yeah.
Do they stay in contact though?
Yeah.
When,
No.
when we switch to red flags, I want to talk about that. That's one thing I always ask.
That's a great question. So let me tell you guys what I found out. So that same girl that I dated for 5 years, she would have like a whole bunch of like guys following her and stuff like that.
Even her exes.
No, actually, these like guys that she would talk to. And so I, you know, after like a certain point, you know, she would let me go scrolling through Instagram. I'd see like these guys. I'm like, who are these people? Like their shirts off and shit like that. She'd, oh, these are guys I used to hit on me back then. They'll never say that they actually like talk back to these guys. They'll just say, oh, they talked to me, they hit on me and stuff like that, which should be your first red flag. But then,
So like dishonesty,
yeah, I mean, not even that, man. Just like
shady.
shady shit, you know. But then after we broke up, no matter how many times she told me, oh, don't worry about these people, I never talked to them anyways, she added back every single motherfucker and messaged them the first day.
God damn.
Who broke up with who?
You dodged a bullet, bro.
Who broke up with who?
Good shit.
You broke up
I
with
broke up with her. Well, I never like, I was toxic in one sense. I would never like break up with a girl, but I'd make them kind of break up with me.
God damn. What's a toxic male? How do you just define that?
Toxic males.
Wait, finish. We'll get to that.
Oh, yeah,
Tell,
finish number
tell
three.
us your values first. That
My
you-
values that I think, so there's three things that I think from talking to my friends and just like reading and like, lots of studying that won't make a man cheat. I think the first thing is you have to be physically attracted to the person.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
You have to be very attracted to the person. Like they gotta be like a fucking like 9 or 10 in your eyes. The second thing is I think you need an emotional connection. There's way too many fucking brain dead ass girls in this world, especially in Western cultures, that you try to talk to and they have no personality, no nothing. Man, I can't tell you how many times I've been at a frat party, talked to a beautiful girl and fucking like somehow like you end up talking about the weather and shit. I immediately leave those fucking parties, man.
Okay. So attractive.
Attractive, emotional connection.
Okay.
And the third one is actually like a different one that you get at a certain level. But I think if any one of these aspects is missing in your relationship, it's not going to work out. And that's intimacy. And what do I mean by intimacy? I don't know. There's this thing. No, there's this thing where after you're intimate with somebody, you feel it. You feel different with that person.
Yeah, it's like
I don't
the
know.
hormones that you secrete, like the oxytocin or something
It's
like
your
that.
hormones, it's the way that you connect with the
The
person.
bonding.
I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a girl, had a great personality, and she looked great. We had sex was great, but you felt cold after. Feeling cold, like that inner like coldness after, you know, that sort of experience, is probably your body telling you that she's not the one.
Yeah.
Um,
Or you fucked up and you shouldn't have hooked up with her.
yeah, probably. Or you, yeah, probably fucked up.
I mean, it's an energy exchange, right? Like when you.
That's exactly it. It's
an
energy exchange.
Yeah.
That energy when you're intimate, if you don't feel that spark after the first time you guys have sex, call it up. If your relationship is missing any of these factors, I mean, if she has a great personality, you feel that intimacy, but for some reason, like she's ugly to you, it's gonna wear you down a little bit. Or if she's beautiful, has great personality, no intimacy, or beautiful and intimacy but no emotional connection, you're not going to want to be with that person. I think those three aspects make a holistic relationship, and those would be what I say as three core factors of what I would be looking out for.
Throwing a bone bonus flag, bro, because I feel like intimacy is very closely related to like emotional connection.
That's true.
No,
No?
I would disagree.
Please elaborate.
Emotional connection, you can have. I've had periods where I've had great emotional connections with people and think they have great personalities, and like emotional connection. The thing about that is you can be friends with an emotional connection.
Oh,
You
I see
can't
what
be.
you're saying.
You can't be intimate while friends.
I see what you're saying.
Do you think girls and guys can be just friends? Outside of like family members?
Obviously.
Yeah. What do you think, Isaac?
Like girls and guys can be friends.
Yeah, just friends.
Yeah, I have girlfriends, or friend girls,
You said it the right way. There was
Girls
a
and friend girls.
there was a
They're friends with vaginas. It's okay. We have some.
You say friends with vaginas?
We have some of those. It's all good. It's all good, man.
Yeah, me too. I'd say some of my best friends are girlfriends.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been able to do that.
Why not? You got the dog in you?
Okay. I think my interests are so different from like a typical girl, because I like surfing, I like kickboxing, I like violence, I like
Violence?
like extreme sports,
Violence?
violence.
Oh.
I like guns, hunting, fishing, spearfishing, skydiving. I think most girls don't like that. What do you talk about with your girlfriend?
Wait, I want to hear about
My
your
top three.
top three too. We gotta go around the.
Has to be like, I think we all kind of said it in different ways, but like physically attractive, active, good body, like whatever you want to call it. Good cardio. And then,
Good cardio.
let's see, that's my number one. My number two. Ooh, yeah, I think something that's really attractive to me is someone who's like a good person, who cares about other people, like someone like people who like animals, or a girl who likes animals, someone with like very kind and good energy. That's very attractive to me. And then yeah, I think we all kind of said it also, but like someone who's like you have a good connection with, you can like talk to like 24/7 with, and it's like it just feels natural. Yeah, someone that you can kind of be really comfortable with, like in any situation. I think that's like, because like physical attractiveness will always is like kind of like the first thing you see, but then it's like the normal conversations you have on a day-to-day basis, the comments you make to each other, the like flirting, playfulness, whatever it is, that's what keeps it going, I think, longer term. And that's what like, because eventually like looks fade, people get older, like then what's remaining when you're both like 50 and not in your prime anymore, and you're both on the decline? It's like having a good connection, someone that you trust, you can talk to, like, and do little things, or you can even like don't have to talk to each other, just be around each other and be happy and content. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to like the intimacy thing, right? Like if you.
Yeah, I think we all said
continue-
the same things in different ways, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, if you nurture that intimacy, especially for a long marriage, like, yo, how many? I feel like we need a Jamie to pull up like divorce stats or like sexless marriage stats. Like, there's just no intimacy. So.
I would question the accuracy of those statistics though. Like, who would actively report, yeah, I'm having no sex in my marriage?
I don't know, but just going off of like that last thing you said, yeah, man. I wonder how it is, you know, once you get to that level, like 50, 60, you know, I don't know, we'll see.
That's also the argument I hear all the time about people being like, oh, don't get, because I want to get like a sleeve this year, or like start to get some tattoos this year. But that's the thing that everyone always says is like, oh, you're gonna hate it when
When you
you're
get
50.
old.
It's like, no one's looking at my naked body when I'm 50.
I've never
They're
seen
looking
old
at-
people with tattoos.
Well, because old people aren't showing off their bodies like young people do. So So that it doesn't. That's my point. Like it doesn't like the argument's invalid because you're not maybe at the beach and stuff. But
Yeah. So going back to
yeah, I just
The-
went on a tangent there.
the traditional versus semi and like how it differs across different cultures, based on what we've said, where do you think you would find those qualities more often? Have you come across that more here in LA, Orange County, or abroad in the countries you guys have been to?
I think my qualities are general enough that it's like I'm looking for more of like a soul in like this type of a person, you know. But I find that type of person everywhere.
Nice.
That's a bad thing if you find that type of person everywhere. You're just gonna marry everybody?
No, hey, just one. I'm not Mormon.
Shout out to the Mormons.
Yo, can you believe someone just created that? It's like I'm gonna have multiple wives, and you guys are all gonna praise me.
There's a few religions and cultures that allow polygamy.
Actually, I went on a date the other day, and she's a writer, and we were talking about cults. And Mormon is like a cult. Like Mormonism is a cult, I think. Isn't that scary?
Because it's a religion, or because
Just some guy made up this religion, and people worship him. And he's like, I'm gonna have as many wives as I want. And
it's so
they like
weird.
prey on like young people.
It's so
It's
weird. I
disgusting.
mean, we're recording in Hollywood now. They have Scientology here.
Apparently Tom
Yeah.
Hanks is like this.
Dude, like, what's up with that? I don't know.
Are either of you guys religious?
You can take this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty religious. Like, what was the original question before we got off the tangent?
My bad, I'm sure it'd be
Traditional versus
That's just
where do you
insane.
find those qualities that you just mentioned?
So the qualities that I mentioned, I honestly don't think there's many people in America that has those qualities. It's not to shit on American women. It's just a different culture. There's obviously different preferences.
What about immigrant Americans?
You see it less. It depends how Americanized they are. I think Western society and how it treats them to, or trains them to. Yeah, I mean, I get women empowerment, but at a certain point, you're empowering yourself so much, you're not becoming women anymore. The whole system where they're, especially among like African Americans, where they destroyed the nucleus family and stuff like that. It leads to a lot of problems. You see exactly what happens when those divorce rates shoot up, and leads to a lot of crime, leads to a lot of single parent homes. Is in my opinion the biggest issue in this country, and that's all honestly a system that the government created that highly favors women, especially around the aspects of like child support and all those aspects. So honestly, I don't think you'll find that type of woman here. Very rare occasions you might, but you guys might have heard the term passport boys and stuff like that, where they go
I've started to hear that term.
going to different countries
To find
to find a wife. Lee has 2 wives. Lee's a passport boy. He knows.
I'm not that.
Shout out passport boy.
No, I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I think you find those qualities a lot in other countries. The main difference, I would say, like, for my type, is it needs to come from I'm a very conservative guy. It needs to come from a conservative country. I don't care which country, as long as it's conservative. Well, I do care which country. In my particular list, I noted I'm only going to marry an Armenian, so that's what happened. But Armenia is very conservative. I would say the women don't have a standard of dressing that's very different than Western women.
They're not showing off everything on social.
they're not showing off everything else. And the thing is, like,
Are they
even
on
like,
social?
yeah, they're on social. But the thing is, like, if they have a boyfriend, they don't post too much. Or they just post like pictures of their face. You never see like body pictures or anything. And when you see like a girl going out, it's a completely like different style of clothes that they wear that's more conservative, that is like unheard of here. When you think of a girl in shorts here, what do you think of? Like, what's a girl?
Like in shorts,
Yeah.
normal for a Western.
No. Like, what comes to your mind when you think of a girl in shorts?
Casual,
What type of shorts do you think of?
like not booty shorts, but like
That's that's the first thing you said.
but like short shorts, like not Daisy Dukes, but girls
Yeah.
wear like those like mid thigh. I don't know.
What do you think of?
That's not what comes to my mind.
What comes to your mind?
I think what comes to my mind is Daisy Dukes.
What's a Daisy Duke?
Daisy Dukes are those jeans that they wear up to here that's like really tight.
Those are
Not the ones that like show off the ass. I mean,
Yeah.
some Daisy Dukes do, but most shorts like
Yeah.
they cut off right here.
Those are the best ones.
Those aren't. I wouldn't say those are mid thigh. Those are like high thigh.
Yeah,
Whereas over there, like you say shorts, it's mid to like knee,
yeah,
where it's completely different. Like the style, like yeah, you still got that level of freedom, but and it's loose. It's not tight,
right.
right?
Yeah, if you
It's
were to
just-
ask me that same question, but say, what do you think of about when I say shorts in like Turkey or like Jordan or Armenia? My answer would be totally different.
Right. Over here, like shorts are like yoga shorts, or like, what do they call biker shorts and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That everybody is wearing on social. And like when you say a top, what do you think of for a top? I mean, it really ranges. There's a lot of like fashion diversity in America, but
What's the top over there?
it's like it's generally like either a
Like a
t-shirt here, you know, maybe like what's it called, like a spaghetti strap thing.
Thin strap.
Whereas over there, like if they're going outside of the house, it's completely different. If you're going outside, you dress up. You'll never find women in pajamas, booty shorts.
Crocs.
What's that shit that girls put on their head that like keeps their, you know what I'm talking about? Like bonnets.
I've never heard that word in my life.
Isn't that a dessert? Benet.
That's a bidet.
No, it's a toilet thing, a bidet.
Bidet. You guys are going
Benet. learning today.
But yeah, it's like small aspects like that. That yeah, you still have that freedom, but they treat themselves in different ways.
Yeah.
If you tell a girl, I don't want you to post this on social media, dude, you're going to a fucking war. Are you kidding me? Like 90% of girls like, oh, why? Oh, that's you're being so toxically masculine or all this shit. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. I hate to break it to people. There's no such thing. The more masculine a man is, you guys are
The
looking.
clapping sound.
The more masculine a man is, you need to feed off that energy. If you can't feed off that energy, you're not the right one for him. You can't change masculinity. You identify what kind of masculine energy somebody brings to the table, and you tell yourself, can I adapt to this? If not, I need to leave this person.
What do you think, Evan?
Based on the qualities I mentioned, the first and last one, which were like the reliability trait and being active and healthy, that's super broad, and I don't think that's that can be found across cultures and countries. But I think the second one, which was more embodying more traditional values, and it doesn't have to be like traditional Latin American values or Mexican to be specific. I think that is harder to find here, especially in Southern California, LA. So I've recently been spending way more time in Orange County, which is right next to LA, and I've noticed a slightly different like culture, I'd say, yeah, amongst, you know, the demographic between like 20 and 40. It's mostly suburbia over there, so you would expect more families and stuff, more traditional stuff, not so much hustle culture here in LA. But I think that quality, I've come across it more, you know, in other countries like Europe, and even some foreign women that I've dated here. They embody that more. Like as long as I'm fully in my masculine, you know, and on my mission, I think they pick up on that subconsciously, and if the only way they will be able to relax, and and you are the only one that's able to make them relax. You know, you have to make them feel safe. That's why they say like, what do women look for in men? It's like protect, provide. You know, so I think we spark that in them, or we allow them to. We have to be that rock that be a source of strength, that firmness, because women are very emotional, significantly way more emotional than men. We're very logical. We think in straight lines, sometimes irrationally, but logically. So yeah, I think you can find it here. You know, with maybe foreigners or immigrants. But like Arson said, if they've assimilated and they're more Americanized and kind of drank the Kool-Aid, subscribe to the idea of, you know, what the beauty standard is here, how you have to behave, you know, that's okay. Like everybody can, I don't care how people live their lives, like if that's how they want to live, but I don't think it's as prevalent here as, you know, other countries. Especially like Colombia. Like we recently went to Colombia.
They're very traditional.
They just ooze femininity. Like yeah.
Yeah, Colombia was good. What happened?
Arson's nodding.
I wouldn't say Colombia wasn't traditional.
Not traditional.
No, like I think they ooze femininity for sure,
Yep.
but they're more extravagant.
Yeah, you're right.
I would agree with that.
They
for sure.
they explore. They like having fun. You'll see Colombian women out in the middle of night. You won't find traditional women out in the middle of night.
That's true.
But that's
True.
because like there's certain people that like, I don't judge that. Like have fun. You know, you're in a city where you're safe. That's the most important thing.
Well, I wouldn't say like traditional and like tradition. I wouldn't say like traditional in like the sense you're talking about with like conservatism,
Right.
but traditional male and female role.
Right.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, like more
Right.
feminine qualities. They have the expectation of us leading already. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's what I mean.
unsaid. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like you're paying for everything if she's
Yeah.
coming out. Like
yeah. But they're gonna show up like and be there.
They're
you
gonna
know?
show up, they're
Like
gonna
I'm there
do
for
it.
you. I'm
Yeah.
following your lead. What are we doing?
yeah, and other guys will be looking and grabbing, and she's like, "No, I'm with you."
Yeah. 100%. So yeah, man, I think cultures. I love cultures personally. Like what that's one thing that inspires me to travel. Like I love learning about new cultures and getting exposed to new ones. I'm actually going overseas again this summer, back to Costa Rica and maybe another Latin American country. You're thinking about going to Taiwan.
I'm definitely going down.
Arson's going back to Armenia for a month or two.
Yeah, I'm excited. Should be good. Then I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do Costa Mesa for a month. I'll do Hawaii for a week. I'm gonna go to Taiwan, probably for a week and a half. Come back, chill, and then I'm gonna go to Tahiti with 2 other friends on like a little surf trip.
Nice.
And then end of the year, I'm gonna do something around like Thanksgiving,
When do you go to Hawaii?
like August.
I might go too.
Yeah, dude, we should go. What?
Sick.
I gotta go for a wedding.
Oh,
August
sick. What are they?
1st.
What are they?
No clue yet.
No
They
clue.
haven't sent us the invitation.
I think I'm gonna be in Kauai. Yeah, I'll hit you up, dude.
That's sick.
That'll be sick.
Send me pics.
I can take you free diving in sharks. That's like super fun.
Dude, I'll probably get eaten.
No. You're a boxer now. You just punch in the nose.
Is that really what you do?
Yeah.
I don't think you punch a shark. I've seen videos where you like put your hand on the nose and like just
Yeah.
redirect it.
Yeah.
No, my.
No, but that was the highlight of my trip when I went to Hawaii.
The sharks, the whale
It's
sharks.
so fun. It wasn't whale sharks. It was
Great whites.
no, it wasn't great whites. I forget the breed.
Tiger.
It was cool.
Hammerhead.
Maybe it was tiger.
Bull.
I think it was bull.
I really want to see Baja California. I've been
Ooh, I'm dying
dreaming
to go
about
on a
it.
trip.
So much marine life. Like I love swimming, so
The surfing's really good down there too.
You gotta take a. You gotta take a cruise. Yeah, you definitely gotta
Cruise?
take a cruise out there. Yeah.
cruises
I've
are
been-
so short.
I've been trying to get you to go on a cruise.
They're so short. They're like 3 days, maybe 5
You
days.
can take one for a week.
For a week.
Yeah.
But
There's
it's
one
like
that goes for a week.
It's like
to
2 days
Baja
only.
Cali.
But they only stop at Baja for like a couple days, and then they go to like PV.
No.
Or like-
They go to Cali, Baja Cali, and then like various towns on the way. So you go to Ensenada, I think.
Can I bring my surfboard and go surfing?
Probably.
I'd do it.
Pacific Ocean, so.
That'd be sick.
But yeah.
I'd either go with a group of friends or.
Yo, we gotta get a fucking cruise trip, man. You've been on a cruise, right?
Once, yeah.
Are they boring? Like, are you?
They're actually really fun.
Yeah.
They're fun.
But you need
There's
a
a
good
whole-
group. You need a
Yeah,
good
you need a solid group.
I
If
feel
you
like
don't
you
have a
need
good
a
group,
group.
it would have been boring as shit for me.
Yeah, because everybody's in their own zone, right?
No, the thing is, you gotta go get the alcohol pass for unlimited alcohol.
Oh my god.
It's
That's a bad
weed.
idea.
It's a weed gluttony.
That's a bad idea. Make sure you put like that chip, that locator chip
Airtime?
on me. Yeah, put an air tag on me because
I've been in the ocean swimming.
you gotta put it on my. You gotta put it on.
Yo,
my,
I'm just gonna be in the ocean.
you gotta put it on my necklace because I definitely won't take off my necklace.
Yo, I can imagine this motherfucker's gonna be right beside the boat. Yeah, just going for a morning swim, guys.
Yeah.
Also, some of the cruise ships have like water slides on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, water slides, like good food.
The one I went on had a water slide.
Yeah, it's sick. There's one in Europe, I think, that's like literally like a mega, like it's like literally, it's like a mall or something. It's crazy.
You gotta go.
Hey, man, I won't rule it out if we line something up.
We just need a good food.
I'd
We
be
need a good
definitely
food.
down.
Like more than us three, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
So
You guys
what do
want
you-
to cut it there or start another?
Well, I want to hear more about your Costa Rica trip. What's on the itinerary?
So
That's
I went to
coming up, that's
I went to
coming
Costa Rica a couple years ago, and the plan was I went for nearly a month, and my plan was to circumvent the perimeter of Costa Rica, and I got pretty far, but I ended up falling in love with a couple of locations, and I spent way more time there than I had originally planned, which was 2 to 3 days in each location. Obviously, I landed in San Jose, and then I headed north.
Do you like San Jose? I don't like San Jose.
No, it's just
Yeah.
where you land at the airport. If you're into local museums and things like that, you know, yeah, you might enjoy it. But I went straight to, I think it was Nosara.
Ooh, no,
I
sorry.
went straight to Nosara, I think.
How'd you like Nosara?
Actually, I lied. I went to, where's that? Arsenal volcano? Arsenal?
Yeah.
Focana or something like that?
Yeah.
But there's like a volcano, so I went there. It's near.
La
It's,
Fontana.
yeah, something like that.
Fortuna.
La Fortuna. Yeah, so I went there. There's like coffee plantations, really cool hikes. The volcano is there. It's inactive, I think.
That's really sick.
And then I went to Nosara. Nosara has, what's that one place? Tamarindo. Tamarindo was so much fun.
I didn't like Tamarindo. I felt like it was too whitewashed. It felt like Florida or something.
Yeah, it's more commercial for sure. And right up from Tamarindo, you have Cocoa Beach. Like all the white people go there. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like very westernized. They cater to Americans way more. You have more resorts, more stuff like that. As I headed south to Santa Teresa, so I spent like a week in Tamarindo. Fell in love with that place.
And the parties there are pretty long.
Well, dude, I came across like the whole way. I was super like I'm an outgoing person normally, and I'm pretty extroverted. I get energized by being around other people, and that's one of the things I love about traveling is I feel like when I've been traveling solo for a really long time, and I feel like when you travel solo, you get to be who you are without like
Because no one knows you.
living to expectations of what society or other people, friends or family might expect of you. So it's almost like every time I travel alone and go to a new country, it's like I'm getting reacquainted with like who I truly am. And I think over time, like I'm discovering more about myself, growing as an individual.
What did
So
you
I
discover
found
about
that.
yourself on
So
the
I
trip?
found that in Tamarindo. I met an amazing group of friends, and like it was just really great energy in Tamarindo. We would play volleyball during the day. Go and some people would surf. Some people like we would break off. Whoever wanted to do something else. Like it was just a little community, and Tamarindo's small, so it's kind of like imagine being like in Venice Beach or like on Abbot Kinney, but it's on like the shore, or
Yeah, just a couple blocks.
yeah, it's a few blocks. It's a little town, so you run into the same people as you're going to get food. Maybe you go back to the hostel, or you go play volleyball. But everybody would end up at volleyball, like in the when the sun's starting to set.
Are you gonna do a hostel this time?
Maybe.
Yeah, you're
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where you meet the most people.
Arson's never tried a hostel.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, Arson, do you need like your own bathroom, like your own room, or are you okay doing like dorm style with bunk beds and like 8 people, like 7 other roommates, and people are waking up at different times, and it's like there's lockers, but no one really uses the lockers, so like everyone's luggage is just everywhere. And some of the places like that's why I don't stay at Salinas anymore because they never have AC. Well, they don't have it in the middle of the day when it's like the hottest. They only have it at night to help you sleep.
I agree. So I almost didn't leave Tamarindo. I wanted to stay because every night was amazing. Like one night we had a bonfire, and I remember this photo shoot I went on with this girl. Like I was like, hey, let's go walk on the
Street
beach.
Saving?
I think so. I think you guys may have seen it. But we were just like taking pictures under the moonlight, water in the back, like the best sunsets in Tamarindo. We went on I wouldn't say it's a cruise, but like a boat tour. We went out to other islands, and the people that I went with, I also met them like at the hostel. Some were from volleyball, and that was a blast. So I kind of didn't want to leave Tamarindo. I was like, oh man, I've made such great connections here. I want to keep. It wasn't even a party. We weren't even drinking. It was just activities throughout the day. We would head back to the hostel and enjoy music. Somebody would be playing, have dinner together, share food. It was the culture there that we created within that community was awesome. But I ended up going to Santa Teresa after. Same thing happened. I fell in love with the community that I ended up building there. And I didn't stay at the Selena in Santa Teresa. I stayed at this place called Somos. It's the dopest hostel I ever stayed at. It's like a little more expensive, but you get what you pay for. And again, there, I met some amazing people. And what I took away from my experience in Costa Rica is the people that live on the west side, at least that I got exposed to. It's like they live around the sunrise and the sunset. Like when the sun rises, you got surfers out there, you got people running on the beach, and then at the sunset, like everybody comes to the shore, and they're with their friends or family. And after the sunsets, you go back in again, like some of the most beautiful sunsets. So I'm gonna continue where I left off from Santa Teresa. I also hit up Monteverde when I was there, which is there's 8 climate zones in Costa Rica. So you have like rainforest and the beaches.
That's why I did the bungee jumping.
Yep. Zip lining too.
Yeah.
There's zip lining is really
They also
cool.
have the Tarzan thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Costa Rica's
It's
sick.
like 100-foot drop on a bungee.
That's I think it's more than that. Sometimes it's
Yeah, it's wild. I did that too.
I like the food too. The food's really good. It's like basic, simple food like
Yeah.
chicken, fish, like some protein, chicken, fish, whatever.
Yeah, tropical.
Yeah, dude, it's really, really good, healthy.
So I'm gonna pick up where I left off and
143
Um,
meters is what it was.
head south from Santa Teresa, and I think the area is near a national park called San Manuel Antonio.
A lot of monkeys there. Yeah,
Monkeys, yeah. So yeah, I want to get back into nature. It's shoulder season, so I don't mind a little bit of rain. Rent a moped, you know.
500 feet is what it was.
Damn. Nah.
Tallest bungee.
500 feet?
Tallest bungee jump in Central America.
That's really high, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So that's
143 meters, which is 469 feet.
damn.
That was sick.
Yeah, the Tarzan bungee that I did wasn't that high. So I don't have an itinerary, but when I travel, I usually just buy a one-way ticket. And yeah, I used to travel with trying to be as productive as possible, do everything. But now the way I travel is like once I get there, I don't arrive after like a day or two, you know, until I really unwind and I get immersed in whatever energy I catch, whatever ride I catch, and then I'll go probably to another country. Don't know yet, like I said, so we'll see.
Yeah, I copied your travel style because I used to always have like a super specific. I'm gonna do this country and go to this country, but I learned from you that like no, just buy one way, have a general rough outline of what you
Yeah,
want to
you
do.
need an outline,
Yeah.
a rough sense of
And then
what.
once you get there, then like, oh, if you want to stay longer, stay longer. If you want to leave sooner, leave sooner. And then like, that's been way better, way better. That's what I did when I was in Australia. I was in Australia. I was like, oh man, like, I had originally planned like 2 weeks in my outline, and then I was like, I'm not really feeling it. And then I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna buy a plane ticket to Bali. And I went to Bali. And Bali was sick.
Yeah. You're racking up those passport stamps, man.
It's fun. Traveling's fun. Traveling's probably
Dude.
one of the most fun things to do, to spend money on.
What about you, Arson? What
Funnest things to do, or just travel wise?
yeah, what's your outlook on travel? Travel style.
I'm pretty specific.
Do you have an itinerary? Do you like to have a plan?
You asked me a question earlier if I was like if I could like vibe in a hostel. I probably can. Like, I was never at that point in my life where I did that.
You were back
I
to
can't
back
do it
relationship.
right now.
Yeah.
But I definitely can. Because I would do the same thing whenever I would go camping. I would go to camp in national parks and the campgrounds or like deep in the forest. And I just like, you know, with like it's a community there, so you go around like just hang around people by the campfire, people come to you.
That's a good way to
So-
put it. It's like indoor camping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've been in those environments before. I don't have an issue with it. My travel style is pretty specific though. If I go to a country, I don't know, man. I can do like one way to certain countries, but again, it's like so much planning and shit that you need to do, especially because I haven't done hostels and I'm not going to. I need to plan, okay, I need an Airbnb or I need a hotel for this long. You know, if I'm gonna be there for this long, you know, I want to do this. So I mean, I guess it depends on how you travel and you know what your personal travel style is. I find that more effective for me if I know exactly what I want to hit. Like Colombia was different though. I mean, it wasn't too different. We would go there. We wouldn't really know. We picked out like an outline of the city that we wanted to be in. We just explored. I like doing that, and having like maybe like you know Alambique was a restaurant that I for sure wanted to go to because that was one place that you know a lot of people recommended to me, and like you know a whole bunch of other stuff that we did. You know, we had that. What's that bowling alley? That like cool ass bowling alley that they had, and we just didn't go to. But like stuff
I
like
don't
that.
remember bowling alley.
Yeah, I sent it on Instagram, bro.
Oh, they
Oh,
had like
the
live
colorful-
music.
yeah.
Colorful bowling alley.
Like stuff like that, I would get like ideas of places to go to. But when you go there, you don't want to just be bound by that thing. So yeah, definitely have an outline, but I guess like I'm more intentional on like how I want to spend my time. You know.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think, boys? Any last thoughts on travel before we wrap up?
Everybody should do it, man.
Yeah.
Do it if you're young. Do it if you're old.
Study abroad if you're in college.
You get one life, you know.
Also, the world's so large. There's so much that out
So
there
much to see. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're in your little bubble, in your little city, your community, but like this world is massive.
It's massive. It's huge.
Also, underrated travel tip. Don't travel exclusively to the spots that you see all the time on your Instagram. Nobody's gonna care if you go to Italy or England or all those places. Yeah, you can go. I mean, the culture is nice and stuff like that. Yeah, you have, but it's a tourist flight. Go to places that are still beautiful, but are underloved for tourists. Like Costa Rica, I'm sure that you guys probably felt it's not like Italy vibes, you know. You go there, you know, there's still like groups of people that like traveling there, but it's not crazy touristy. There's countries in I would say like Africa and like Asia that are absolutely beautiful that nobody goes to. So definitely do a little bit more exploring. There's a whole world out there. It's not just Western Europe. It's not just you know Bali or
South
Brazil or South Africa.
What the hell? You said name all my spots. Put me on blast.
Australia,
Just put me on blast.
Taiwan.
God, just what the hell?
But like go to places that you never imagined you would probably see yourself. Even if you go to those places, if you're in Italy or if you're in England, go to like the very exclusive spots that nobody would go to. Go to Sicily. Not a lot of tourists go there. Go to Northern England. Not a lot of people go there. Go to Eastern Europe. Nobody goes there.
Go to Wales or Liverpool. Nobody goes there.
Wales or Liverpool. No, but it's more to life than just one big city. And if you really want to get the most out of your experiences, they build a lot of tourist favorable places. They're oftentimes a lot cheaper, and you know you get also have a lot less traffic with other tourists and just items to do. So,
Well, I hope
It's
we
my
get
ticket.
some dope travel stories this summer, fellas. We all have some things cooking. Really excited to see what unfolds.
Yeah, we'll do another pod after all our travel. That'd be sick.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. On that note, hopefully you'll see this posted soon. Do we get some production quality into this? But like and subscribe. Follow us on Insta and our other channels. We'll put it in the description box. Thanks again. Alambique.
Peace. Thank you guys.
deuces.
That was a cool outro, wasn't it?